As we're trying to navigate through, what do you do? How do you go with teaching your kids at home? And the school system has gone online for a lot of places throughout the country, including here. So John Eby is along with us. He's with the Pickens County School District, and we're so grateful that John is along with us this morning.
Yeah. And we are going to jump right in because I know there's a lot of parents, myself included, that are saying, where are the resources for us? Because if I have to teach my children math, I'm just kind of out here sinking.
Right. Well, some of it depends on the age level of your student. Of course, I would say start with the teacher. Always start with the teacher and reach out to them because this is their life is teaching, not just teaching in general, but the exact grade of your student. So they've already got resources probably locked and loaded that they've been using all year. In addition to that, we've listed on our website some of our Digital Learning Day packets, which might be additional info for you. Another thing online that might be helpful is the Khan Academy has posted on their website some resources for folks to be able to, for almost all grades, to be able to look up and help with learning. So start with the teacher. We have some resources on our website, and then there are other things online. And also just look to social media. I would say, as a parent myself, every parent who's ever tried to homeschool is putting out everything that's ever been helpful for them right now. So look there, but always start with the teacher.
Here's one thing I'm curious about. How do you keep the kids' attention during this time? Because they're at home and they're not at school. At school, I'm sure it's hard enough, but now mom and dad have to try to figure out, how do I keep their attention? How can they be attentive when it's time for schooling at home like this?
One of the things that we put out in terms of tips for a new normal is to start right away. First of all, talk to your kids about what the situation is. Explain to them that things are going to be different. And then set up a schedule. Go over that schedule with them. Make sure that they know what's coming, because routine and stability is so important for a child's development, period, but especially in a time of great change and great uncertainty. Having that stability every day helps calm them down. And then a second, a big thing we're focused on is meeting students' basic needs. If students aren't fed and they don't feel loved and cared for, you can forget about learning. That's why we're doing so much with feeding through bus delivery and school sites and church sites. So what we would say to any parent who's stressed about not just keeping their kids' attention, but what to do, how to balance everything, is take care of the basic needs first and then move on to the learning part.
Now, it makes sense. All right. If a kid, and I'm saying this just in case one of my kids sleeps through their class, where can they get that class again? Is it posted online? Is it different for each district?
It probably is a little bit different for each district. For us, we have a learning management system called Schoology, where teachers post all their assignments online and students know to go there to check it. We also have teachers reaching out to parents in a number of other ways. But when teachers teach online, we're using the software WebEx, and that records the lesson as well, and that can be posted afterwards, so students can go back and look at it. But it's a combination right now of the WebEx direct instruction, direct lessons where they can see the teacher, and then of course just assignments that are a little more self-directed for the students, that they can do more on their own time. And then there's some paper packets as well, especially for the little ones.
Here's one thing I need to know. How can you be creative with the kids during this whole process at home?
How to be creative.
Yeah. Okay, shall we give you some tips?
It depends. That's the nature of creativity. It depends. Gosh, you put me on the spot. Right now we're taking it one day at a time in terms of being creative. Yesterday was my first day with our kindergartner for doing those online lessons, and so I'm just trying to stick to the script today or yesterday, and then going forward in weeks to come, I think our teachers will be putting out more stuff that's creative. Right now we're just trying to get the basics down, and then moving on to the next step of, okay, my kid's done everything they can possibly do, and let's let's get creative with it. We're just not there yet, is what I would say.
Yeah.
We're trying to convert a school system into an online school with a huge food service system. And so some of those things about what you do to be creative, we're still moving along. But one of the things that I've seen is ways to incorporate things around the house into your daily learning. Scavenger hunts in the house, which has been better for the last few days because it's been raining. Scavenger hunts outside the house. Something I've seen people doing was putting teddy bears in windows so people can drive around and see where the teddy bears are. Counting things around the house, finding similar, and I'm speaking now just more for your lower grades, your little ones, counting things around the house to work on math skills, making comparisons of things around the house, find things around the house that are all the same shape. So look for things in the home and in the yard that might align to some of the things that they're trying to learn, and wrap the learning around those things.
I don't know. I think my college student would get into that, you know.
For sure. Hey, what about those kids that learn differently? What are, and I'm sure you have resources, but are there ways that they can call the teacher, Skype with the teacher later in the day and say, please just take this extra time?
Yeah, all of our teachers have office hours during the day, and they communicate those to parents about when they can be reached, and that's really where the teacher is so vital, and that's the importance of. Hey, that's why we don't do this all the time. That's why this isn't the normal way to do things. That's why we want kids in schools with teachers, because they're the experts. But that's why we posted their office hours for students to reach out to them, try to get extra help, try to help them through that. Our big challenge right now is making sure that all our students have the technology and the means to reach out to their teachers through email or through WebEx or even through just a phone call. And that was last week, Wednesday through Friday. The only thing we told our teachers to do was touch base with every student, make a phone call to every student, make sure that their needs are met, make sure that anything that they might individually need is taken care of. And then Monday was our first real day of digital learning. So checking up on those individual learners and other basic needs was the first step.
Hey, one last question for you. How can we help the teachers navigate through this? Because it's a new normal for them, too.
Just be understanding. Hope and grace are the two words we've tried to share with our principals about the attitude of getting through this. I think some of that has trickled on down to the teachers as well. Their prayers would be appreciated. Their patience would be appreciated. And help teachers understand that, and I want parents to understand that we know that this is an unprecedented time to live through. And I think that understanding between everybody that we want your basic needs to be met. This is a stressful time. People's jobs are in jeopardy. Some people are, trying to educate 3 and 4 kids at home, but they don't know where the next paycheck is going to come from. And we want people to realize we're not out to get their kids academically. We're not out to fail people right now. We're out for people to succeed. And so I would say, come to teachers with that attitude that they love your student, they want you to succeed, and come with a spirit of understanding and openness that they just want what's best for your child and for us to all get through this together.
John Eby along with us this morning at His Radio from the Pickens County School District. If you missed any of this time, we'll post it for you. Apple TV, Roku on His Radio TV. Plus, you'll be able to access it on hisradio.com. And we'll post it in the CARE community as well, so you can share this with others.